High school seniors might not get to walk across stages to receive their diplomas, but they're getting a top-notch speaker. Former President Barack Obama will deliver a commencement message for America's 3 million high school seniors. He's expected to reflect on how COVID-19 has forced them to absorb new ways of learning. NBC and other major networks will air the one-hour special on Saturday, May 16th at 7 p.m. Work is underway on a major road project in North Fargo. It's the 12th Avenue North and I-29 Bridge Deck Overlay Project in Fargo. This first phase will close inside lanes from Aggregate Industries Drive on the west side of I-29 to Daisy Lane on the east side. It started right around 6 this morning. Traffic speeds through that work zone will be down to 25 miles per hour for about the next week. The entire bridge rehabilitation work is expected to be complete by October. Frontline workers in the fight against the coronavirus are getting a special salute today, and you'll need to look up to see it. The Minnesota National Guard is honoring workers with statewide flyovers a little later this morning. It's part of a nationwide effort to recognize healthcare workers, emergency responders, food industry, and other essential workers. Guard pilots will buzz medical facilities in more than 24 cities, including Brainerd at 10:55 and Little Falls this morning at 11. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is green-lighting elective surgeries in the state. Doctors, dentists, and veterinarians who developed a plan to keep patients and healthcare professionals safe will be allowed to offer certain procedures starting next week. Many grocery stores and restaurants are seeing their supply lines shrink after meat processing plants across the U.S. started shutting down or slowing production amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Costco is one of the stores that's limiting the amount of ground beef that shoppers can buy. And restaurants like Wendy's say some of their menu items will be in short supply. Workers at the Fargo location confirmed that they are being impacted, and even locally owned businesses are having to adjust. JL Beers says they've seen a price increase and have been in contact with new suppliers to make sure they can meet demands. It's 10 minutes before 7. Let's get a check of that First Alert Storm Team forecast as we're hoping for more sunshine today, Lisa.
Yes, and we've got it this morning. It's nice and bright out there as we're looking off to the east on our First Alert Skycam network. And we're going to enjoy sun for a good portion of the valley as you're stepping out the door here. Looking at temperatures in Fargo, 38 degrees. So it is a little cool. You're going to want to put on that extra layer if you're finally getting out for that walk after all of this rain the last couple of days. Grand Forks, a few more clouds there. We are looking at 34 degrees. Fargo's at 30, or Fergus Falls rather, at 39. Bemidji 35, and Devil's Lake some more cloud cover as well at 36. And here's a look at that. You can see there are some sprinkles moving into the valley, some light rain showers to some sprinkles in the Devil's Lake area. Most of us, though, staying on the dry side right now. As this drops in, that may lead to a couple of hours of a little more cloud cover, a couple of areas of, again, a little bit of rain, and that's going to be more likely in eastern North Dakota this morning. As we head into the afternoon, we may see more development happen there. So just enough instability to create those showers, but in general, everybody is seeing an improving forecast here for today. So if you're working from home, it's a good day to be out on the patio, or at least take a break. You might not want to sit out there the entire time. It's a little cool yet this morning, especially. But as we head into the afternoon, expect to see temperatures into the 50s to about 60 degrees coming up for today. And generally speaking, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Again, you may want to watch out for some showers moving through. If it starts to darken up a little bit, maybe step inside. Heading into the rest of the work week, temperatures will be cooling back a bit, especially on Friday. We'll see some sunshine into the rest of the week, so at least it'll be bright, if not warm. And then Saturday, that's our next chance for some organized showers as another clipper moves through. And with it, overnight, if the timing is right, we may see some of those showers turn to a few flakes into early Mother's Day. I do think we'll watch this clear out. So far, it looks like it's going to move on for Mother's Day, and we're looking at some dry weather, though cool. Now, I want to point out our temperatures heading into Monday, a high of only 48 degrees, and we're looking at lows below freezing, not only in the northern valley, but also the southern valley. And each day in our 7-day planner, we've got temperatures near freezing. So if you've got those plants out already, you'll want to take measures every night to protect them. Either bring them indoors or cover them up here this week, because we are in a big cool spell so far. We warm up beyond the 7-day planner, though, back to average.
Thank you, Lisa. In a Valley News Live exclusive, a family is blaming a Moorhead long-term care facility for their mom's COVID-19 diagnosis as she clings to life on a ventilator. 65-year-old Karen Haroldson was taken to the Moorhead Rehabilitation and Healthcare Center a few months ago. Her family says she was recovering from hip replacement surgery, but they say the facility put her in a room with someone who had COVID-19. Her mom ended up getting it too, and now she's in the ICU at Sanford Health in Fargo.
From eating and drinking and talking to completely being on a ventilator within hours.
The facility is not talking on camera, but says in a statement that it's monitoring and screening residents as well as limiting visitors. Minnesota's health department says they now have 623 new coronavirus cases, bringing their total to 7,857. 27 more people have died for a total of 455 deaths. 368 of those deaths were people living in a nursing home or long-term care facility. 4,614 people are listed as recovered. Talk about a wipeout. The COVID-19 pandemic is expected to swallow up Minnesota's billion-dollar surplus that was projected just a couple of months ago. State budget officials think the crisis will cost nearly $4 billion and put Minnesota back into the red ink. Governor Tim Walz says he's not ready to rule anything out, including layoffs and furloughs of state employees. North Dakota has 41 new cases of the coronavirus. Cass County has the highest total now with 643 cases. Grand Forks County is number 2 with 270. More than 36,000 people have been tested in North Dakota. There are 1,266 positive COVID-19 cases. 559 people have recovered. 31 people remain in the hospital. Health officials are continuing to collect new data when it comes to the coronavirus, and one area they're looking at trying to determine is if there is any immunity involved. The Valley Today's Abby Furchner joins us live this morning with the details after talking to an expert. Good morning, Abby.
Good morning, Lisa. The antibody test right now is the hot test, and that's because it gives health officials a better idea of who has and how many people were actually infected by the coronavirus. The test is given to people who believe they had coronavirus or were exposed to it and were not able to get a standard COVID-19 test. The antibody test is a simple blood draw, and results come back within 1 to 2 days. If your test comes back positive, it's likely you did have COVID-19. But one question that many have been asking is, does this mean I am immune to the virus?
We are very optimistic that it does provide short to medium term immunity. We haven't seen any major issues with reinfection as of yet from anywhere in the world.
Even though there is more data that needs to be collected, Dr. Nagpal says that based on their knowledge of respiratory viruses, it is very unusual to get the same virus or same infection twice, especially within the same season. But just because you may have had COVID-19, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be following those proper protocols by the CDC, because like we said, there still needs to be more data collected on this.
It's all very interesting to me, though. I continue to be interested in the whole process of learning more and researching it. So thank you so much, Abby. 2 people are in jail in Minot, accused in connection with a murder in northern Minnesota. Travis Gunning is charged with aggravated robbery and aiding an offender in murder. Rebecca Lockman is facing charges of aiding an offender. The Beltrami County Sheriff's Office says a third suspect is still on the loose. Court documents obtained by Valley News Live allege a man was shot by 2 people in a car as he returned home. The victim shot back, hitting Gunning in the foot. Deputies later responded to that house because it was on fire just after midnight on Sunday, and later located a body inside that burned out house with what appeared to be a bullet wound to the head. A cell phone was also found and was traced to Gunning. Officers say they also saw a vehicle registered to Gunning driving away from the house. Gunning and Lockman were later arrested more than 300 miles away in western North Dakota in Minot, where Gunning had sought treatment for his injury. 2 people are facing charges after a large fight in South Fargo last week, where one victim suffered non-life-threatening stab wounds. It happened in the 1400 block of 35th Street South. Witnesses say there were multiple weapons used in this fight, including a knife and a gun. Police say Celine Mayas and Gazman Suleimani were arrested for terrorizing and aggravated assault. In our schemes and ripoffs this morning, authorities in Polk County are getting a lot of reports about Publishers Clearinghouse scams. The scam starts with a phone call or an email telling the person they won the sweepstakes. The Publishers Clearinghouse does not email or call big winners, so don't give out any personal information. The money continues to come in, but we aren't there just yet. Our virtual food drive goal to help out the Great Plains Food Bank is now at $30,000, and we're sitting at just over $24,000. We're still collecting, and we will until May 22nd. If you'd like to help out, we would love that. Just check out our Valley News Live website or our VNL News app and look for this yellow Please Donate button. Bison football will remain right here during the upcoming football season. Gray TV, NDSU Athletics, and Bison Sports Properties have announced that KVLY and the rest of our North Dakota NBC network will remain the home of the herd. Valley News Live Vice President and General Manager Ike Walker says we look forward to bringing Bison Nation another exciting season. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. 1 in 4 of us say that this is our biggest fear. What is it? We had some great guesses. I liked the guesses when it was a rat, spider, or snake, but it's actually just losing battery power on our cell phone. That is a fear. I don't know if it's my biggest fear. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. Here on the Valley today, we want to thank you for tuning in to watch our coverage. We want to reassure you that we're working hard to make sure you're staying informed during this COVID-19 pandemic. There are several ways for you to do that, including waking up with the Valley Today every morning. You can also check out valleynewslive.com, our VNL News app, and also our Valley News Live Facebook page, all for free with no registration required. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.